Hello from GB Web TV. We are here in Rimini with Philip Dickinson, who is Vice President International Markets for Qatar Tourism. Philip, can you describe the new policy to enter Qatar?
Yes, I can. So as from the 6th of October, as long as the visitors are double vaccinated, they're able to come into Qatar, but they also need to do a PCR test within 72 hours of arrival. We also have a Tiraz app, which is a bit like your Green Pass in Italy. So they can go onto the Tiraz website, and there's just some simple information they need to input into that. So they need to put in their names, passport details, download their PCR test and download their vaccination certificate. So obviously that's pre-populated effectively the app that we have. And then when they travel to Qatar, they'll obviously need to show their a pre-approval, because they'll have a pre-approval done through the website. That'll be approved. And then when they arrive in Qatar, go through the passport control, they'll have their passport stamped and a little sticker with a visa number. And that visa number is basically the number that they need to put into the app, which they can easily download on their phone using an international number, put the visa number in, and then they have their green QR code, which allows them to obviously enter Qatar and travel free and move around freely whilst they're in Qatar.
And which is the perception in terms of international arrivals?
Perception in terms of?
Sales and bookings and sentiment of...
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, listen, we've been getting strong pickup for Qatar. I think there's pent-up demand, and we're very blessed that we have an amazing 6-star airline that basically is served from all international gateways. So you can fly to all continents directly on Qatar Airways. So, and obviously we have an amazing Hamid International Airport as well. So I think because the pent-up demand exists, and because the passengers are probably either going through Qatar or we're trying to get that point-to-point business for people to come on holidays, we're getting a lot of international visitations and interest from the main tour operators, travel agencies and OTAs in all the key markets. They're obviously, as long as their restrictions allow them to come, then they can come and enter Qatar.
What about new infrastructures in the country?
No, great question. I mean, as you know, we're obviously gearing up for the World Cup in 2022, so there's been a huge amount of infrastructural changes. Probably one of the main ones that influences the tourism arrivals is the addition of another 100 hotels. So we're almost doubling the size of the capacity in Qatar. We had 125 before. We're not interested in mass tourism, but I think as a build up to the World Cup, with the addition of another 100 hotels, we'll have a lot more choice for the visitors when they come in. So I think it's a perfect destination that we have the modernity with a lot of these wonderful new properties for people to come and get some winter sun, to enjoy the spas or the restaurants or the facilities of the resort properties. But of course we've got the traditional side of Qatar as well, with our museums and our traditional souks and desert experiences, and so people can learn a little bit about the history and the traditions of Qatar.
How is Qatar repositioning its travel offer in order to meet international standards and expectations?
On the safety side of things, or just generally for tourism?
As an offer, as a tourist offer.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, we're very spoilt and we're very lucky. I mean, if we're talking about the Italy market, I mean, it's a mid-haul flight. I mean, it's a 5-hour, 45-minute flight direct to Qatar, so it's easily accessible. So I think we're a perfect winter sun destination, but we're also, a good option if people want to come for a romantic getaway. If people want to come down and be active, obviously there's plenty of activities they can do in Qatar. So they can do quad biking, they can do canoeing in the mangroves, they can do parasailing, they can do sand skiing, they can do dune bashing, they can do kite surfing. So there's a lot of active things if people want to go down and explore all the outside activities. But I think also if they're just coming to relax and unwind and just refresh, I think it's a perfect destination. And of course there's a stopover. I mean, we believe we're a perfect stopover destination. We have obviously frequent services on Qatar Airways anyway, but if people are doing their holidays perhaps down to the Indian Ocean, or if they're going to Asia, or if they're going to Africa, even further, then obviously it's a perfect place for them to stop for 2 or 3 days. There's plenty to fill their time, and they can enjoy and get to see what Qatar has to offer.
Which are the guidelines of the marketing campaign of the tourist vision for next 3 years?
So our tourist vision we have a 2030 vision. So our plan is, we had 2.1 million visitors in Qatar in 2019. Obviously 2020 was a write-off for pretty much everyone. We were closed. We had our borders tightly shut from March right through 2020. So our vision 2030 is, we're looking for 3 times. So we're looking to move from that 2.1 million to 6 to 7 million, and that obviously will activate, if you like, obviously a much larger contribution to GDP. So at the moment it's quite small. It's sort of 5 or 6%. We're looking to double that to 12% contribution to GDP, and of course it's job creation as well. We're looking to create 10,000 new jobs down in Qatar by 2030 as well, with all the new hotels and the new malls and the new theme parks and water parks and all the new attractions and infrastructure that you talked about earlier.
And speaking about Italy, how is it growing? The market, is it growing?
Well, it was growing quite nicely organically for us. I mean, we saw a 61% growth in visitor arrivals from the Italy market back in 2019. So it was growing off a fairly low base up to about 58,000 visitors. But as I say, if we're looking to try and get that 3 times, we will need to see that type of growth coming again. But I think, listen, it's a reset post-COVID, isn't it? We think we're in a good position. We have 87% of our population double vaccinated. It's a very safe place to come. We have our Qatar Clean program. We have certifications for all the establishments that stick to protocols around sanitation or social distancing or screens. So we know it's a safe place for people to come to enjoy their holidays. So I think we're pretty confident that and particularly obviously with the lead up to World Cup, we know that obviously Qatar is going to be on everybody's lips, and there'll be a lot of exposure for Qatar with the build up to the World Cup 2022. So I think we've got a springboard, we've got a platform to build on the legacy of the World Cup too, so we can hit our tourism aspirations.
So thank you for your collaboration, and have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.